Hey guys, Al here, Vitalized Seed. So, on a field right now, High Point. Y'all have heard me talk about this before. You can see I just was edge feathering along here. Some big maples and stuff. What I wanted to show in this video is two things. So this was an old logging deck. So really heavy compacted. We're really high up on this ridge. But, I'll get down here to show you. So the deer ate the snot out of it, of course, but there is very minimal sorghum left here. So what does that tell me? Well, that tells me that we have some darn good biological activity happening, because my high carbon items that were planted in this field in our Nitro Boost last year, then I planted our carbon load into it. And the deer are still hitting it every single day, the grains, the clovers, etc., which I'll flip this camera around and kind of show you guys a little bit. But what I'm noticing is that we're cycling nutrients so efficiently. So we have no fertilizer on here. We have used lime. And there's almost, I'll just flip it around here, and you can see all the clover and everything. Here's some sticks, but you don't see just a mountain of thatch. I would like a tiny bit more. Like it wouldn't hurt, I should say. But what I'm happy about is I have a ton of living roots here. I have a ton of living grains and clovers, etc., that the deer can still feed on, and it's feeding the soil. So if you all remember, I said this was an old logging deck. So let's take a shovel, just at random here. Doing it. Hopefully I can do it on the phone. So I'll show you here. I mean, this is not like picturesque soil. I'll flip this around. You can see heavy stone, but look what we're starting to see here after a couple of years of the 1-2 system. Starting to see worms, starting to look at the root structure. Do you see the root structure here? See how it's really well aggregated? Look at how deep that root is going. And surely I broke some of it off. See that fibrous root system? See how it's sticking to the roots? See how this is really well, what they call that aggregated. See how that soil is well aggregated, and it's just holding moisture? That's because we're using the 1-2 system. We're stimulating biology. Again, look at the roots. Look at the color of the soil. Oh, it smells so good. This is why we're able, look how dark that is up on kind of closer to the surface, where you can see that we're helping our organic matter. And then again, towards the bottom is more, basically stone. It crunches a little bit, but we got to keep working on it. But I knew this would take years. This field is relatively new to the system because I haven't owned this part of the farm for all that long. So in a few short years, on about a worst case scenario, we're making huge progress. So I just wanted to highlight that, guys, because I think that it's so critical. People think, oh, I can't do that in my area or whatever. Like, look at, you can see here how we're building look how the difference between what was there originally, that ugly clay, to what's building up on top. Now the plan will be to continue to stimulate that and continue to build that so that it gets deeper and better and better. I'm on a little bit of slope here too, so I'm sure if I go up higher, I'll have even better soil examples. But it's so critical to just get out and take a shovelful. Now, if I went over to the pipeline or something like that, that I have planted and have been planting quite a long time in the 1-2 system, I know that the soil aggregation and just color is going to be phenomenal. But on this field, with how much deer are removing, I mean, I'm really tickled with this. Because again, going from an old logging deck to worms and good color. I mean, look at that. What is that, a couple inches of good, where you can see good chocolate looking dark brown versus what was there in just a few short years. Look how we built that color change. And again, I just saw a bunch of worms and I just covered them up. Yeah, we're starting to see way more worms, which is exponentially going to help our opportunities in turning this over and making it better. So our biggest hurdle here is, goodness gracious, I see a bee. It is warm here today, but wow, sorry, ADD. is our deer browse. We're removing a lot of nutrients from this field, which has probably slowed our ability to increase organic matters as good as we'd want to, but we're going to keep, we'll bump up our seeding rate a little bit on this field. We're going to keep managing deer densities, and we're going to keep building soil on this field so our deer can eat healthy, and then we can, when we harvest them, we eat healthy. So if you like this stuff, guys, please share, follow along, and subscribe, and check us out at vitalizeseed.com.